Welcome back, everyone. If you're loving Prime Arcana and would like to show some support, make sure to like and subscribe before we return to the tale. It's not quite dawn yet, just that murky, gray-blue hour where shadows start to hide from the first hints of daylight. 20 feet above the worn cobblestones, Meryl rests between four thick branches in the crook of a twisted oak tree. Her eyes flutter beneath her lids as she dreams. Coming up the frost-kissed sidewalk with a pep in his step, a halfling carries a heavy stack of fresh off-the-press newspapers. He's whistling something cheerful, and then wisps of steam slip from his lips each time he exhales. His red cloak and bonnet are a matching color, and at his hip he carries a small dagger. Meryl doesn't stir when the man passes under the oak. Her tail twitches faintly against her side, and the frigid breeze ruffles the fur on her ears. The crier glances around and, fortunately for her, does not look up before he continues on his way.
Meryl's dreaming about home in her mom's kitchen, and mom has got some fresh food on the stove and her mouth is watering, and she's looking at the stew, thinking about how tasty it's going to be when it's finally finished. Her dad is there. He's just kind of chatting about day-to-day things that she's heard a million times with how the windmill is and everything that they have to do to get all the flour ready for the day, and enjoying the presence of her family.
The tree stands at a four-way intersection. Directly ahead, the Melody Hospital cluster shows a few interior lights winking to life. To the south, right, back the way you came, bell chimers ascend the spires of Frostfair Academy, preparing to ring morning bells for first class. Behind the tree is Hillbard Street, which houses 5 squat, 3-story office buildings that hold multiple wooden signs swinging softly in the breeze. On this street are Dreelforth Seaweed and Pine, attorneys at law, Glacier & Co. Insurance, Sprocket & Quill Work for Hire, and the Ewer and the Egg, a cozy little eatery that smells faintly of butter and hot tea. A soft scraping against the trunk interrupts your fuzzy dream. Claws scrabbling for a foothold on rough bark. Your eyes flutter open just in time to spot Lortho, clambering back up onto the branch beside you. He's panting a bit, and in the growing morning glow, you can see how dusted in city grime his orange furred cheeks are. Sorry, I didn't mean to wake you up. He collapses into a crouch beside you.
That's okay. Probably time to get up anyways. And her ears kind of twitch because it's getting louder around the city.
Yeah, I didn't go far. I just needed to look around.
Did you find anything interesting?
I did. And he glances over his shoulder and he goes, I found a big old rusty trash can behind some of the houses over there that's just filled with day or two old bread. It's crazy. And look at this bread. And he pulls out this slightly stale loaf of bread from within his cloak and hands it towards Meryl and is it's still perfect.
Oh man, what a good find. And she just shoves it straight into her mouth because she's hungry.
Is it good, and what kind of bread is it?
It is good. It's delicious. We're gonna go with sourdough. It's sourdough bread. The fermentation has really gotten into it because it's a little bit older. So it's got that really nice sour taste.
And he hands you another chunk of it. He's got a whole bag. He just went full trash panda, basically. He doesn't understand what trash cans are. I
bread
guess
buffet.
This is just a street buffet. He hands her another loaf of bread and he takes a bite of his own and he goes, What do you do when you need to think?
Probably just wander away from everybody, get out of the village usually, and get some fresh air and some peace and quiet, which I don't think we'll be finding here. She's looking around at all the lights turning on and how even if every single light in the village was lit, it wouldn't come close to the amount of light that the city gives off.
Also, I found these just sitting out in front of some of the houses too. So the people here are just really friendly, I guess. And he pulls out 3 little glasses of milk, jugs of it, He hands one to you and pops the cap off his own and just takes a deep swig.
And her ears like perk all the way up. She was not expecting to get milk this morning, so she grabs it from him and chugs the whole little container of it.
Is there any jerky left?
Wow. So she reaches for her backpack and opens it up, and I think that there were like 10 pieces left, maybe.
We could like make a little sandwich with it or something.
Well, I mean, I know we were worried about food, but if you're finding all this stuff just laying around, maybe we don't need to be that concerned about conserving it. And she pulls out like 2 pieces each.
I didn't notice the canisters yesterday when we were walking through because I was so focused on going where we needed to go and just sticking near you, but every house has one.
Oh my God. Well, maybe it's like a offering for people who are like walking through.
Ooh, like walking snacks?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Oh my gosh. We're never going to have to buy food again.
No, I don't think this place is actually going to be as bad as we thought.
And she starts like pulling the bread apart to put some jerky inside of her sandwich, and she hands Lortho his 2 pieces.
And he takes it from her, and he like takes a big like nibble and takes another drink from his milk. One of the things I was looking for when I was walking around was like places that might hire people like us to make some money, like you're talking about. I wasn't really lucky, but I did find the Nobles Quarter. It's like pretty much right ahead of where we were, locked up behind a gate. So that's going to be fun. But also, Meryl, they have a Temple of Anirak here.
That's a great find, Lortho. Oh my gosh, I'm so glad you got up early and went looking around.
If you want to go, I can take you. It's not actually far. It's pretty close.
Yeah, let's go.
So they finish their little sandwiches and finish off the milk. And he goes and puts the empty jugs back in front of the people's houses very happily. Put it back in there. Maybe they'll fill it up for us again. And then he follows back after Meryl.
I think she's expecting when they get to the temple to see other... I think she would assume that all snowseers are Vulpines. So she's like kind of interested, like, oh my gosh, our home god like has a temple here. So we're going to see people that are going to be like immediately welcoming to us. Like she's really excited. She's thinking like maybe they're just people that like came from her village and settled here. I think that's where her brain would go. Like it's about to be like the most home she's felt since she left home.
That's how Lortho feels too. He definitely expects to arrive to this temple and find just the whole thing filled with foxfolk. He looks up to you and he goes, "How'd you sleep?"
Great. How did you sleep?
Not great, but that's all right. I think I got a couple hours in. Hopefully, maybe they have beds at this temple or something like that, because if they can help us out, probably come back and take a nap, honestly. Yesterday was pretty stressful, and I'm little. My legs are pounding.
Oh, yeah, that's fair. That's fair. Maybe my nest up there was just a little bit more structured. But, yeah, I mean, I think that's a great idea. We need all the rest we can get, because once we finish here, we got to walk all the way back home.
Like Meryl was like in a crook and Lortho was just like on a twig, just like hanging on. He
Poor baby boy.
nods and he goes, I don't really want to think about the walk home right now.
Yeah. But I think we're on our way, figuring all this stuff out, getting our money and heading home. So maybe just another day.
Yeah.
Maybe 2. I think we're close.
I think so. I think you're right. This is just going to be a short trip. And he guides you up a well-kept street with nice, even cobblestones, because remember, you guys are in Upper City, past a wooden street sign from a lamppost that reads Demillis Street. And the pair of you pass by a walled entrance to the Noble District on your left, which is adjacent to the hospital. In the center of the wall, a grand portcullis stands open, guarded by 2 city watch in matching yellow armor and lilac cloaks. One's a half-orc, one's a minotaur. As you pass the noble's entrance, Lortho lowers his voice and his ears twitch, and he goes, "A couple hours ago, it was different guards. They changed maybe an hour ago. The last ones didn't look nearly as bored."
Maybe more interesting things happen at night. Can't imagine anyone's getting into trouble this early in the morning.
Thankfully, nothing interesting happened around our tree last night. I was kind of worried that somebody might see us, but we did a good job hiding. Go ahead and roll a perception for me.
8.
Yeah, she does not notice what she could have noticed. As you continue past the entrance to Noble's Quarter, Lortho leads you up a flight of stone steps to a sign reading Candy Tuft Way. To your left, however, a gargantuan megastructure that can be considered no less than an architectural marvel of stained glass, jagged parapets, and countless Gothic spires covers the skyline. You can see candles in each stained glass window flickering brightly. It's not hard to pause and take it all in. The citadel is so massive that it continues even further up here past Candy Tuft, where you can see two massive statues rising above the temple's twin towers, each like a likeness of Panthus, the father of all giants, each roughly 50 feet tall. One is carved from gold-veined obsidian, the other carved from onyx-veined marble. Lortho comes to a stop, just sort of absorbing the whole place, and he goes, "The people here call that temple the Citadel of the Everprime. It's for some giant god named Panthus Prime Father. You ever heard of him before?"
I haven't. That's interesting.
He goes, "Yeah, me neither. I was thinking maybe you might have learned about it in Elderhome, but I guess not. They didn't tell me anything."
Maybe it's not super well known, but they sure built a big building to honor him.
Maybe it's just so big because if it's for giants, like only a couple of them can get inside.
Oh yeah, that's a good point. We have to take turns trying to fit through the door. Well, is it like, are there people like coming in and out of it? Like, does it look busy?
Roll a perception for me.
I love it.
The Citadel of the Everprime is the only temple in the city whose entrance is behind the Noble's Gate. So at this angle where you've sort of reached up onto Candy Tuft, your view is blocked by this roof here. So you can't really see people coming and going in like the front door.
Okay. So yeah, that's just gonna lend itself to their theory that it's like literally for giants and only giants go in and out.
Yeah, this is fine with me. So just over the mountains to your east, the sun charts a pink-orange glow across the sky. While directly ahead of you, Lortho walks past the Hall of Hess. This is a much smaller dwarven temple with a row of stout stone columns underneath a triangle roof. There's a practicality to the design. Subtle motifs along the eaves and door frames, axes, anvils, they all kind of hint at like a very proud cultural heritage. Altogether, it feels less like an airy house of worship and more like a fortress of faith. Roll a perception for me.
15.
Okay. At the foot of the stairs leading up to the hall, you notice a pair of dwarven clerics beginning a solemn climb up the little wide steps that go through there's 5 or 6 steps that like basically are between each of those pillars. Their thick tunics are charcoal gray and trimmed in metal pieces from the forge. They ascend slowly, pausing on each step, and on the top stair, both dwarves bow their heads and kneel down to touch their hammers against the stone. Lortho continues onward, continuing down Temple House Row. There's so many gods here. I honestly had no idea so many existed.
Me neither. I guess each people has their own?
Do you think there's a god of fishing?
I bet there is. I mean, Kale has a god of the hunt.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Oh, what about a god of fish? Do you think there's a god of fish?
Like a fish god?
Like a fish god. And he just stares
Maybe.
off like into the sky, thinking about it. What about a god of shoes?
Well, what would you ask a god of shoes for? I mean,
For the best shoes ever. Shoes that could make you fly or walk on water or jump really high. That would be awesome.
oh my gosh. Can you imagine being able to clear like 30 feet because of a pair of shoes?
Could you imagine being able
Oh
to
my
walk
goodness.
on walls because of a pair of shoes?
You could walk out into the middle of the lake and fish from there. You wouldn't even need a boat.
His jaw drops.
You'd sneak up on him. Oh my god, that would be amazing.
Ooh, what about
We gotta find this god of shoes, Lortho. Come on.
a pair of shoes that can make you like walk on snow without leaving any tracks?
Oh my gosh. Hunting would never be the same.
All right, well, that's clearly our job now. I'm sorry, village. We have to leave you behind. We have to find this god of shoes. And he like kind of looks up at you mischievously.
We should feel out what other kind of gods they have here.
As you say that, He kind of like peers around the temple quarter, like looking around at the lights coming on in the houses and businesses, and he goes, I wonder what the fox folk here are like. Do you think they're like us?
How different could they be?
Probably not too different. Maybe they have different fur, like blue or purple or like green or something.
Maybe.
I wouldn't
People
mind.
did seem very interested in our fur. They asked us to sell it. Maybe the fox folk here don't even have their fur. Maybe they all sell their fur. That's why everyone was asking us for ours.
What if they're born bald?
Oh my God. What if they are?
It's like the worst thing she could imagine.
I was gonna say, I think I would be willing to maybe snip off a couple of hairs for them just so they could see what it feels like. I mean, can you imagine not having our fur? It's probably so cold.
Yeah, you're probably right. I don't know why they would live here of all places if they don't have fur. Maybe in like the desert or something. I think it's probably the green fur.
Lets them blend into the trees better. And then she like looks around to see if there's a tree close by so she can look up into it for a fox folk.
Green fox folk.
If there's any on the map.
Go ahead and roll a perception for me.
10.
She doesn't see any green fox folk, but as she does look around, she sees that in the center of the row of businesses ahead of you to your right, you can see that there's this 3-story home office that has a large staircase built up its side to a platform on the roof. And sitting on the platform is what appears to be a massive balloon that has deflated and hangs over something boxy underneath it, as well as the top 2 floors of the home office.
That's interesting. What do you think that is? And she points to it.
I have no idea. Maybe like some kind of celebration thing? Whenever they have like a parade or a big celebration, they blow it up and it's got like a happy face on it, or they worship to it? This is the temple quarter. Maybe there's a god of balloons.
Oh my God, that's exactly what it is, Lortho. God of balloons.
This place is crazy.
I can't wait to tell Nana about all this stuff. There's just so much. God of balloons. I wonder if they let people, I wonder if people can fly on them. You know, like you hold on and it takes you from one place to the other.
And he follows your hand as you're pointing into the sky, like all the way up to the clouds. And he goes, wow, I bet it goes up to the stars even. You could probably talk to the gods up there. That's what it is. It's a balloon god that people take up to the stars to talk to their gods. That's clearly what it is.
Oh my gosh.
Wonder if we could use it to, you know what? Okay. If we don't get it, if we don't have any luck at the Temple of Nirak, we just take that up to the sky and you can talk to her yourself.
I think that's a great idea. Yeah. I mean, she'll definitely help us. Yeah, but I think we have to try first.
We're trying. But like, if anybody's gonna help us, it's gonna be her.
Oh, absolutely. She lives up in the sky, so yeah, she's down with that plan. If the fox folk at the temple can't help us, we'll have to go investigate that balloon further.
You guys continue up these little flights of stairs right here too. At the platform center is a solitary tower. It's clear to anyone looking that someone once painted the exterior to look like an icicle. Long, dripping shapes of brilliant white and blue. But the time has been harsh, peeling away most of the color and luster. Now, only patches of dull, fleeky paint remain, leaving the tower's pale, splotchy stonework exposed. Multiple thin, vertical windows pierce the tower walls, offering no hint of what might lie within. In front of the tower, a small garden is lifeless, soil cracked and barren, with nothing but a few withered stalks poking up as stubborn reminders of what once grew here. A creaking wooden sign, half tilted on rusted chains, hangs over the door. You see the symbol of Anirak, a frozen pine cone. Lortho throws you a cautious glance and motions forward with both hands and a smile. Ta-da!
This is awesome. Lortho, you did such a good job. Thank you for finding this.
I was really, really excited when I found it. I saw that symbol and just, everything came flooding back.
Yes, it does. It looks just like home. I mean, they could use a little help with their garden, I think, but it looks like the blue paint is, I would guess, at least what's the remnants of it are reminiscent of the star rock that they have.
Yes,
yes. Moonstone.
The Winter Worship Grove stone. The Winter Worship stone.
even though it's like all kind of faded and like cracked, she's trying to focus on what looks familiar rather than, I think it's kind of passing her by a little bit that it looks to be in disrepair. The pine cone on the sign is kind of uplifting to her, and maybe it's like a willful ignorance, like she's ignoring the fact that it looks kind of
She's
like,
ignoring the red flags.
yeah, definitely. She's like, holy cow, they're gonna help us, this is gonna be great. Look, they have their sign. Maybe it's not as fancy as the other ones that we walk past, temples that we walk past, but like Anirak doesn't expect fanciness. She doesn't expect, like, at least from her teachings, she doesn't expect like, gold trim and like amazing frills and fanciness and like money, right? They don't worship money at all. So
Right.
to her, there's no understanding of like, there's a reason why this looks the way that it does. It's just that it exists and it's here and it's in front of them.
It just looks old.
And
Yeah.
Yeah, and that probably even speaks to it too, because a lot of their structures at home are very old.
Yeah.
So it's not, I don't think the dichotomy or the juxtaposition of like new versus old like is startling to her.
No.
Because maybe older looking is even more proof of like the legitimacy of it. Like this has been here for a long time.
Yeah, I mean, you guys worship in a literal grove, like you said. She's not a pomp goddess.
Yeah, and it's everything that they have that symbolizes her is from the natural world. So even the fact that the people here built a structure for her is like foreign and speaks in Meryl's mind to the importance of the goddess. I don't think she is aware that it's like old and broken down.
Okay.
In terms of like, oh God, what's about to happen?
Yeah.
She's excited. She's happy.
She's more like, I'm gonna help them with that garden.
Yes.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah.
So is there an obvious entrance? Is it underneath the sign?
Yes, there is an obvious entrance. It's a door. It's like a big wooden door, roughly double your size. It's not guarded or locked. It's just got like a big circular pull knob.
Yeah, so she's just gonna walk up to the door. She'll probably put her ear up to the door to see if she can hear anyone like directly on the other side of it.
Okay, roll a perception for me. No, it is a very, very thick door, and considering that the stone of the temple is also very thick, there's nothing that you can hear.
She'll push on it, see if it opens.
It does.
She'll beckon Lortho to follow after her, and she'll walk in.
All right. Pushing on the heavy door, you and Lortho step into the dark. Prime Arcana is a production of Hypercosmic Sun Entertainment. Today's story was written and performed by Drew Klein and Haley Klein.